numbers correct. And it's going to be kind of the foundation for this early worship this morning. It's going to be kind of a class slash servant type content. And I'm going to start out by reading from 19th chapter of Luke, beginning at the 28th verse. And it says, "And it came to pass, when he was come nigh to Bethphage and Bethany at the mount called the Mount of Olives, he sent two of his disciples, saying, Go ye into the village over against you, in the which at your entering ye shall find a colt tied, whereon yet never man sat. Loose him and bring him to me. And if any man ask you, Why do ye loose the colt? Thus shall ye say unto him, Because the Lord hath need of him. And they who were sent went their way and found even as he said unto them. And as they were loosing the colt, the owners thereof said unto them, Why loose ye the colt? And they said, The Lord hath need of him. And they brought him to Jesus, and they cast their garments upon the colt, and they set Jesus thereon. And as he went, they spread their clothes in the way. And when he was come nigh, even now at the descent of the Mount of Olives, the whole multitude of the disciples began to rejoice and praise God with a loud voice for all the mighty works they had seen, saying, Blessed is the King who cometh in the name of the Lord. Peace in heaven and glory in the highest. And some of the Pharisees from among the multitude said unto him, Master, rebuke thy disciples. And he answered and said unto them, If these should hold their peace, the stones would immediately cry out. And when he was come near, he beheld the city and wept over it. I always like that particular reading of it because it talks about the stones rejoicing and crying out. But Palm Sunday originated, we're not sure when it was first originated, but best indications is that it was celebrated in the Jerusalem churches sometime in the 3rd or 4th century. It marks the beginning of what they call Holy Week, which precedes Easter, or Resurrection Sunday, which actually is kind of the term I prefer. The celebration had spread to Constantinople prior to the 5th century, and additional traditions were added in the 6th and 7th centuries. You know, I always get concerned when I start seeing the phrase, traditions. They can be good if they're done, if you're using the tradition of what the Lord presented, but there are things too that I've seen done that had no real scriptural foundation. The celebration was adopted by the Western Church in the 8th century. Now we have to remember we're talking about the Catholic churches at this time because they were really the only established churches. In either case, Palm Sunday is meant to be a time of reflection on the final week of Jesus' life and ministry on earth. And from celebrating Christ's triumphal entry into Jerusalem, the Christian remembers the events that led to his crucifixion and his ultimate victory over death. The account of the first Palm Sunday can be found in Matthew 21, Mark 11, Luke 19, which I read, and John 12. Each one has a slightly different perspective because each of those writers were looking at different aspects of Christ's ministry and life. The healer, the prophet, priest, king, the reconciler, different ones there. And each one shares some slightly different details on it. For instance, the passage I read about the stones would speak or shout. That's only in Luke's account. And John, he's the only one that reports the Pharisees telling each other that the world has gone after him. So each one had a different understanding, just like us today. I think it'd be pretty boring